we go. There we go. Now we're back on track. Hi, hello, hello, hi. Yes. Hi. Oh, I thought it's organized. Okay, yeah. So I'm playing this today. Thought it was neat. Started playing it a lot. I've a couple times mentioned YouTube videos about what I make. This is one of them about this. Yeah, so I'll play this a bit. I'll talk at least in part about general script for this. And then there'll be a YouTube video, hopefully at some point, and then friendship and profit, I don't know. Okay, let's continue. Just gotta start partway through because in order for me to fully write out script for, I'm gonna have to acknowledge the powers. What are your current ones? Until somebody says it, I'm going to presume everything sounds good. Alright. What is this game you've sent us into, Czar? Well, you are a librarian in this. It was a lot more. Okay, what is that? We have my technical difficulties. I wasn't having these prior. Okay, I'm just nice as otherwise. I'm going to presume everything sounds good. You are a librarian in this library, and you're told, like, hey, some fairy came through here. I think it's a fairy. Through all the books on the ground. As you can see with the 1822 in the top left corner, I've got this about halfway organized already. But I've been playing this for over 13 hours, so it can take you a while. But I want to make a video about how I think this game was programmed. So I could start a new file over, or I could just jump in from here. Because there are the major powers unlocked, and there's minor magic. And I need to probably unlock that minor magic before I can speculate about how it's all programmed, possibly. It's also possible by the time I get that done, a lot of people aren't going to be playing this game, but who knows. I feel like probably a lot of people are going to pick up this game over time and just keep going back to it over and over again. And it's my YouTube channel, I can go video I want, I guess. So, okay. So I'm going to play through this. I've already got notes about how I think various things are set up in data structures and algorithms and all that, but as I go along, I'm going to talk about it aloud to keep talking through it and just double check my thoughts on how I think stuff is set up. I go through, you're talking books based upon what section they go in. You try to put, you need to put books of the same series together. As you get a shelf done, you get a little bit closer to being able to upgrade your major magic. But before it was you get a shelf organized, congrats, you can unlock / upgrade a magic. Now you need to get, I think I'm at like 4 shelves organized in order to get a point to upgrade a major magic. So still hearing a crack. That's gonna happen until I can figure it out. What keeps crackling? Alright. So, one, I need to lay out, one, how I think everything's programmed, and two, I need to take note of what I think. That way I can have a small section in the video for these are the programming terms, and I want to make sure you know them. That way I can just use them without going, wait, so it uses a what now? It does a what? A what's that? So... I'm going to say, what is that crackling? Well, I don't think I was streaming. Yesterday I was just streaming, putting together a bunch of Lego sets I didn't have to really test this setup. So if something's going to start crackling, then I think the looks gone. So, I know one term I'm going to make sure I define properly is what an object is, which short definition of that is an object is a way to encapsulate together data and methods. Method being a block of code you can just call from a single point and reuse over and over again to encapsulate all that together. That way you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you need to deal with something. So books, for example, would have the data of the title, what number in the volume it is. You would also need a way to know what section it's supposed to go under. There. So I'm still trying to listen if there's any freaking crackling or not. There's crackling. I need to determine what's causing it. I think this game is just quiet enough to where there may have been some crackling for a while, like let's say my headphones are going out on me. I'll probably play the games are so loud usually that I can't hear whatever's like crackling that I swear I am hearing. But if ain't no one's hearing it, then I'll just produce my headphones on. So, again, books need, in order to have a book, you would need a title, what number in the volume it is, what section it's supposed to go under. And then a bookcase and a bookshelf could both also be an object. A bookshelf would contain an array, which would be a data structure that's very much, it has sequential blocks together, and they're numbered from 0 to the size -1. There we go. Bookshelves need to contain, okay, what book series is on me. You need to know, okay, how many books can I hold? And somewhere, I'm not sure if you could probably handle correct volume number and in a way correct and acceptable which series can go on these bookshelves by size, because you saw, for example, there's some really short bookshelves, and there's some that, most of them are usually 10 long, but some can only hold 3 to 5 books. So you need to, in your logic for, maybe it'd be around the bookshelf level at some point at least. bookcase would also need it too. To know, okay, this book should go here. So, for example, this is a psychology bookshelf. So if I put an art book here, for example, it should go, hey, nope, that doesn't go here. If I try to put a book series that only has 3 in its series, most of these bookshelves should go, hey, nope, wrong one. And if I try to put this book that I have here, which is about career opportunities, on the psychology bookshelf, so hey, this doesn't go with this series. If I put book 5 in book 3's place, hey, you're wrong. And to some degree of that, you can just try to stack logic, sort of stack your checks in a certain way, because it should be, well, there's no point to check, for example, is in the correct spot on the bookshelf if it's not the correct section, if it's not the correct series, or if it's a series that should go on a longer or shorter bookshelf, or it's a different series on there. So something that you would want to do is say, okay, let me make sure I put this logic correctly. That way I'm not checking something that's irrelevant or inadvertently saying it's okay when it's not. Because I could put this book 6 on, like, here, and, oh, that's technically book 6, but this isn't the correct section. So I'm still trying to see if I can think through that logic. I think I know, but there's probably also a certain degree of, and with this video that I'll be making, it's a certain degree of just what I think I might do if I were programming it. Career opportunity. And that could be some of the fun part, is just, well, I think this is how it's programmed, and if somebody who else knows their programming can along and go, well, I think this would be a better way to program it. Or somebody who's non-programming come along and go, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense, because if maybe just ask me a question, and then I go, well, actually I hadn't thought about whatever way it is. I got into programming because of video games, so it's why I'd be really interested to just make the video about how I think it could be programming, because I do that all the time when I'm playing video games. For example, this one, I just couldn't help but think, like, okay, that'd be an object, and that would contain a collection of this other object, and I was going over a minute ago. I was like, okay, what order do I check that this book's in the right place? Again, overall check, okay, you're in the correct section, so okay, like this book about healing should be in the healer section. Okay, we'll also need to check to see, okay, the bookshelf is empty, so I need to, at that point, set that, okay, this bookshelf contains the following series, but what if I take all the books off of there and then put on the science? Oh, okay, there's already, okay, there we go. So it's an empty bookshelf. You can decide, okay, this bookshelf is going to be containing this book series, but it's not empty. Okay, now I need a different check. Okay, does these book series go together? And I think I've concluded. I'll think about it. I have to think about it a little bit more just to make sure. I think the last check you'd probably do is, okay, the volume is correct. So volume 1 is in slot 1. There's so many other things you need to check ahead of time. Yeah, because you can have a false positive if you put book 1 of a different series in the wrong section or in the wrong series or on the wrong size bookshelf. Again, it's just trying to think about the order and whether the values order doesn't matter, where either way you're going to get a, hey, this is wrong. And there's also going to be probably a slight thought of, because it highlights different colors based on things. So it highlights like gold, for example, when, okay, you're correct. Or I think it doesn't highlight at all if it's the wrong section, and it highlights kind of red-orange. It was like, well, I mean, it's the correct section, or it's the correct shelf, but it's not the correct place, because you need to put it with the other books of that series, or you need to place it in the correct spot now. Yes, what is it? All of that's programmed. Olive is being kind of fussy. I think it is. Okay. She's walking away now. Okay. So I was going over the dead. There we go. That crap is going to drive me insane, man. Yeah, I'll tell you about how the powers are done. So, something like highlighting this bookshelf, for example, that's easy to do. Okay, what's the top book? Okay, what's its section? Okay, highlight that bookcase. That's easy to do. Correlation, there we go. Alright. Magical items, you go over here. Foe. Alright. Customing contracts. Hush. We don't need none right now, you know it. Quit being dramatic. So in the contracts, here we go there. I see something. Yeah, so that would be. Yeah, so that. Whatever color that is. That is for correct section, but wrong shelf or wrong place. Okay. Psychology. Yeah, if it's the wrong section, it doesn't highlight at all. Okay, so I think I do have it laid out like that, where, yeah, I make sure that it's the right section first, what I would do. That seems like a good, quick check. I do still need to also think about what's a good way to program checking the correct section. I'm thinking potentially a lookup table of some sort where it's like, okay, this book has the following section. So each section would have a list of, okay, here are all the books that are under my section. And you say, okay, this book that I just placed, is it in this section or not? It is. Okay, then do the next checks. If not, don't highlight it at all to indicate it's really wrong. There. You go there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm also thinking about the fact that this. I'm kind of tangenting a little bit. Going over the place. Olive yelling at me about nothing. Got them out for a second, but I know there's the achievement for like, oh, you know, do this or everything under 3 hours. I don't see how I'm doing that. You do go here, so why am I? Okay, I'm just being dumb. It goes there. All right. All those are gonna all those go downstairs. I know. Just grab. In my attempt to try to have this be a bit more organized feeling, I try to have something like, oh, let me just like sort books in this stack until I have to go upstairs or downstairs, which I've gotten most of the upstairs done. And occasionally just throw a book downstairs when I need to go downstairs. All right, so this is ethics. Ethics, magic responsibility. Okay, you go there. Okay. Puppet crafting. That sounds artsy. Because talk about puppets and statues and all that. Art is this bookshop. Okay. Boop. There we go. I will at some point get back to Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, I was going to pick a shirt what I was going to wear today. I have this really, I just pushing the right mouse. I have this shirt that's a wizard fighting a dragon. I'm like, okay, I was already kind of thinking about streaming this game, so I'm gonna tell you that's my sign that I need to just stream this game and talk about that script I'm thinking about. So here I am, kind of sort of talking about it, and I'll just say so. That's the thing I need to try to figure out is what exactly the data structure is for the stack that the player is carrying, because it's something that needs to be in sequential order. There's order to it, but you need to be able to do a reorganization of. You need to reorder the books on the fly. If you do an array, it's very rigid, like, no, this is the order that it's in, and there's no way to easily make that do a reorder. Because yeah, I super know where you go, but I'm also just kind of just stupid. Okay, I thought that was an archery book, but no. But anyway, let's see. That goes there. Okay. Prophecy. King. Voice of the Oracle. You go there. Correlation of transformation. That's summoning. Metamorphosis. Okay, there we go. You go there. Magical items. You go over here. Illusions. Ooh, there. Okay. Yeah, so the player stack feels like it's array, and in some programming languages there are some things that are technically an array as a backbone, but the way that they're programmed, they allow you, without having to really worry about it as the programmer, just reorder as needed. There's also the certain data structure things, a list data structure, I'm pretty sure. That's just like nodes connected together, and to reorganize, you just disconnect and reconnect nodes together, while probably having like a dummy node that you copy stuff to and then just reconnect it that way. But the point being is the data structure at least has to have some kind of order. That way you can just scroll through the stack and just move the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. You have to have that much reorganization at least. There. Forest. Yeah, I think I'm fine with doing this. I think I'm still probably at least another day away from hunting birds. But I also probably just need to, if I'm making a video, maybe I need to make a video. So, and if somebody wanted to talk to me, I could probably talk to people a little bit better with this than in between things on Red Dead Redemption 2. I would imagine this is a lot more chill. Also, I can apparently drive myself nuts thinking I'm hearing some staticky whatever, which I'd be. It might just be that it's like it's the music playing, and it's like it's supposed to sound kind of staticky. That's just the environment. I wouldn't. I'd be mad at myself for not recognizing that. It's illusion. This is. Alright, for keyword zombie. it doesn't sound static. The other times I'm hearing the static, I'm like, that almost could sound like a, not a xylophone. Like a vinyl record playing almost. That could sound kind of that crinkly and staticky, which I could mistake for, oh no, wire in my headphones is dying. Okay. I'll just have to test something else later. See if I can. See if I need like unplug and replug stuff in. That's technically what it is. Wow, it's unplugging and replugging stuff. But that doesn't think it did. Doesn't seem like it's crackling all the time now. Again, it's not like the music's like crackling on a gramophone. That's what I was trying to think of, gramophone. It also sounds like a gramophone and a vinyl record like crackling a little bit because the sound's not meant to be perfect for those. I know that there's the achievement for, oh, get this done in under 3 hours, which maybe if I like really knew where everything went, possibly, but man, I don't know if I could finish this game in under 3 hours. Again, we're at 13 and a half hours now, and I'm maybe halfway done. And I should pick up speed as time goes on, because I know where books are, and I'm not that I'm drawing around quite as much. I'm getting some shelves done, but I definitely will probably have some playthrough. I just shove books on shelves. Whether the achievement for, oh yeah, you got all the books on the shelves, just didn't get any shelves done. It's management. Okay, so where the heck is protocols? There we go. It's not dumb. It happens. It's reality. Not stupid. Yes, I am. That's nothing I'd have to overcome. I'm going to even attempt to get this done under 3 hours. Not be have to spend every few seconds walking. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. Okay. All these books. Okay. I think there's another one also in this for use no magic, which now that I probably have an idea of where some of these books are supposed to go, I could probably do that one. It's still probably something where I have to bang my head on going, why doesn't this go here? But probably maybe I'll have a stack of books of the same series just put together. That would be easier to find, at least. So at least would be that. But also definitely caught on to certain titles, what certain titles mean, because some are very blatant, like management, whatever, or it says art. Usually means it's going to be in the art section over there. But definitely a few, I think like philosophy and physiology. I think like psychology and another P1. I would look at the titles and I couldn't tell you for the life of me whether they went there or not. So maybe at some point on stream or off stream I'll try a either no magic run or I just shove all the books on the shelves run. Philosophy of mana and willpower. There we go. Just looking at that book series. Okay. Canted verses, that's music. Economics. Okay, you went in the right place. I've had a sneaking suspicion. I thought at least once I saw it use that one power and it was like, whoops, I went to the wrong section. LOL. Alright, I'm too far away from it. Okay, but I know that this is an archery book and it goes on that bookshelf. Okay. Anything I can do to help me understand how all this works better? I don't want to see arrow of the shattered knee. There it is. Thought I had fewer books on there. Whatever. I know where that goes. But let's just grab some more of these before I have to go back downstairs. Sort. Okay, that's a language book. Fancy reality. I know I've seen that. Fancy reality. Here we go. And you go there. Okay. Long but short bow. You are an archery book. Yes. Okay. Let's see if I can remember where this one goes, because I know this is... It's like warrior, but... Ooh. No, right. There we go. I'm sure how those two got flip-flopped. That might be one where I was using power 4 and it put it on the wrong spot, possibly. Or I wasn't paying attention. Both are likely. Because I've been playing this. This is a... I'm over 13.5 hours in. It's totally possible I completely screwed that up and just put it in the wrong shelf. Like, oh, whatever. And just walked on, didn't notice it flashed. Like, hey, dope. This ain't the right spot. Music. Okay. There we go. Necromancy. Compendium of... Necromancy, arts, and maintenance, yeah. You go there. Okay. Magical physiology of therianthropy. Okay. That is stealth magic. Stealth techniques, magic, there we go. Have to take a second to read them, because sometimes the titles can start or look very much the same if you don't read them enough. And then put it in the wrong spot. You're like, oh no, it's in the wrong spot, oh no. I gotta find where it goes. Okay. Last time, like, what was that? I think it was a bad TV character, Mr. Bill. Oh no! Then he got killed. What are you talking about, Czar? A lot. Don't know to know all I'm talking about, but a lot. Oh. Alchemy. Okay. I'll see if I can. Excuse me. See if I can. Alchemy. Elemental. These tiles are so long and they're hard to. Alchemy. something else that's throwing me off a little bit, is they did fix something where, before they fixed it, I think it's like when you're holding a book, sometimes the titles were too long. There's somewhere like when the titles were too long, it cut off a little bit, so it was kind of tricky. You couldn't see what the volume number was. So they fixed it. Apparently by fixing it, what they did is they made it to where now, I think, it might have been like on the bookshelves or somewhere. So now it's like, oh, now like you'll do like a new line character if it has to, and that can kind of throw it off because the end of like the first line is not the same as the end of the single line, and it can take me a second to process it. Stealth magic. Quickly turn up what the hell out of the way. I almost wanted to put something there, but after a stream, I'll just unplug and plug anything else back in that could possibly be causing it. And it's not a possible person watching this. I think I might know who you might be. They're like, I'm not hearing a crackle. No need to worry. I swear, I've played this like before. I've not been hearing this crackling from the gramophone. If it is supposed to be a gramophone. Death Note. Yeah, close something up. I just I need to use that spell a little more often. But again, I swear one time I saw it placed in the wrong spot. Also might just be that it placed in the wrong spot because I manually placed the book in the wrong spot. One right guess and 100 makes a seer. Like this book title, for example, I had no clue where I was supposed to go. Until finally, yeah, I was supposed to go here, which is astrology and divination. When I suddenly saw it when I looked at the title, I'm like, oh, now I know why that goes there. Okay. Hush, you don't need anything. It's not time for you to have dinner. And it's a little hot outside, so I don't think we won't go outside either. Stop being so dramatic. See if I could find one that I know where it would go. Sort. Alright. Shadow, that goes there. Psychokinesis. For nothing else I'll try to do. I know I'm placing like book one, for example. Okay, where's a bookshelf with a slot on the left missing? What else? Energy. If Ella comes back in here, her meowing, I'm going to hold her up to the camera. That way she can get her audience that she's really so desperate to see. Okay, I know that goes upstairs. I know that goes upstairs. And it's really that I think I know where they would go. This is a mathematics book. It's really funny that just playing this game is just like, this is indeed the design of mathematics books, especially in college. It's just, there's just something about like, I don't know why this is how math books are designed, but that's just how the covers are designed. Yeah, I'm sure you make plenty of jokes about they look, more inviting that way, and before they ruin you or whatever. I don't know. They do look kind of pretty. This game does have a lot of funny. There's definitely good jokes in it with the book titles, and they're good at the developer, designer, however many people worked on this. They were good about just getting things that just sound like they're in certain segments. And they also got the design of romance books pretty well too. You know, there's A Kiss, Rotten Spells, and The Chicken and the Cat. That just kind of sounds like a romance novel. There's another one, like The Strongest Anchorage is Obsessed with Me, The Girl with Zero Magic. That sounds like a romance novel. So up props to them for being able to really well come up with book titles that fit these various genres. So they had to get major props for that. You go there. There. Another romance novel. Okay, you go there. The psychology of prioritizing gaming over tidying your room. That's a good psychology book title, admittedly. Whoop, there we go. Okay. This is one that makes it a psychology book, but at first I looked at it, I'm like, I have no idea where this is supposed to go. But it's a psychology book. Don't know why that's a choice, but okay, you know. Maybe if I get crazy at some point, I'll just do another one where I just go into this game and just, after I do the programming one, I just do the compliment of book designs are great, the book titles are great, here are my favorites, and all that. It's definitely not something that this game needs. This game, I feel like, can just stand on its own, but who knows, maybe somebody can sold on, it's like, wait, those are funny book titles. Because you never know why somebody will just be, how you can tell somebody on a game, you never know. There you go. Okay. There. Kiss Rotten Spells. Again, it just sounds like a romance novel. I don't know if Anthony has book 6, so it's clearly going to be one of those. Okay. Psychology. You go there. Okay. As long as it's short-lived, I think that's sociology, I think is what this bookshelf is. I always have physiology. Physiology is something else. There. Again, I have to just chuckle at they've got the design of math books down. I just, because as someone who had to take several math courses over the years, and I think probably even like high school math books, all math books probably kind of look like these books. That's how they look for reasons, especially I think especially in like college, university, the mathematics books just look like this. So anytime I'm walking around here and I spot like it's a math book immediately. Alchemy, okay. Let's grab some of these and see if any of these need to go up here. Yep, that's an art book. Kind of pretty one too. I like how that book cover looks kind of wooden, actually. It's neat. Boop, okay. Yep. I don't think the rest of these go downstairs. Maybe I'll grab like one more randomly up here, but yeah, that's a well, beast. Okay, yeah, this one I know goes up here. Would it technically be more efficient for me to go downstairs and handle that? Probably, but for some reason my neurodivergent brain's going like, nope, makes more sense to just handle all books that are upstairs first. I can't explain how my brain works sometimes. Sometimes I don't care to even try, because it's probably a scary thought. But there's also times where I'm also like, well, that makes sense. Okay, Art of the Arrow. Now, I was wondering if this is supposed to be like a reference, like the book, The Art of the Deal, but I don't think so. Anatomy. There we go. Okay. Illustrated. I think Illustrated is over here. That goes there. Okay. Curse. Breath of the Curse. You go there. Sweet. Okay. Illusions. That's necromancy. Your illusions. Illusions. Like chronistic illusion, manipulating the present time. Chronistic. I was looking at that word for a while and being like, how do you pronounce that word? But chronistic. Transtemporal summons and law of causality. First word, transtemporal. Or I can just do that. Okay, there we go. That one power's kind of weird. Book of Summoning and Contracts. Go there. Okay. More healer diff. I do remember for a while this was my bookshelf that I was getting a lot done on. I guess for some reason all those books were together, I guess. Earth. Okay. And then we will need to find another one for code. Alchemy Codex. Okay, then there. Okay. Nice. Okay. Just grab all these. Sort. Patrol guide. You is monsters. I'm kind of remember where these go. Yep, you are over here. Nope, I need Sears Journal. You go there. Alright. Magic that bites back. Sounds painful. Sounds like the animals keep attacking me in Red Dead Redemption 2. Right? Did you not know, motherfucker? Then run me over. I would just probably actually just take the time to go through my old streams and find where those things happen. Of course, I had the snake bite me in the other stream. That should be easy to find when I start yelping because I suddenly got bit by a snake unexpectedly. There we go. Configuration is detection, notification. Education, non-humans, madness, staining. There we go. Go there. Complete summoning grimoire. Yes, okay. Alchemist Guide, natural materials. Management, tactical command. It says management, so that almost sounds like warrior book, but yeah, here we go. You go there. Psychology. Go here. Okay, you are here. They worship an invisible entity in this Wi-Fi. Almost sounds like a 1950s B-movie sci-fi plot. They worship an enemy known as Wi-Fi. Where? This makes me giggle. This is one of the books about C++. Because the first programming language I learned in college. Well, technically the first programming language I learned. Technically I took in a AP programming computer science class in high school, but I didn't do great in it. So C++ is where I like really learned how to truly program. Okay, Curious Day of Life, a world without magic. That goes into 2.0. You go here. That's predictions. Okay, that is the everyday magic section, I think it is. Okay, I think, yeah, it's up here. Doesn't seem fair. They're supposed to be like, oh, more convenience and all that. Go all the way up here for a book. U is art. Perfect lines and circles. Change. There we go. Go right there. Beautiful. Living paintings. You're also art. That feels a bit more recently. I've discovered it. So, philosophy. These philosophy books are annoying to sort because so many of them are just white and gold, and I mean, some of them do kinda stand out, but then overall they're still all white and gold. The only one that I know for sure where it is I Think Therefore I Am. I know where that book series is. It's stuck in my head where it is. All the other ones I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Chronicles of Magical Court. You are there. Okay. Whispers of the Moon. Whispers of the Moon. I am aware of how to read, I promise. Another romance novel. My Massive Golden Balls. So that's a bit of a saucy romance novel. And you probably should go all the way up there, that way the kids can't get it. 30-Year-Old Wizard's First Love. Almost sounds like a comedy. It was a Steve Carell movie, like a 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's what it sounds like. Okay. There we go. Crystal Tome, practical. Yep, that is downstairs. Let me just dump this one and then I'll grab another stack. Yep, you go there. World Encyclopedia of Dragon. I don't know, I've kept looking at it. There it is. 3 seconds in the office. I kind of just want to. I mean, those 2 books right there, I might as well just. Auto we'll grab them. Just get out of the way. Okay. That sounded very bard-like. I think I know where those two go anyway. Artifacts change the world. That's our magical items section. That's not where that goes. What are you doing? There we go. Illusion magic. Make illusions that... Art of hypnosis. Hypnosis. Now I'm thinking about Hypno from Pokemon, which I always got a Drowsy and a Hypno whenever I played first gen Pokemon, because it was just an early Psychic type. And I do like Alakazam, but Abra would always teleport away. That Pokemon could be a pain to catch. So I got Drowsy and Hypno, because Drowsy, I think also got Drowsy and Hypno had Hypnosis then Dream Eater, so you could heal yourself, which is always a good thing. I always like to be like, oh, I can take your health and heal myself. Oh, I'm on board. I went out tangent for no reason. For some reason, I also keep having my brain get scrambled, where occasionally I'm trying to find where to place the book, and I misread the bottom text for the book I'm carrying when it's not. I don't know why I keep making that mistake. Let's see, Holy Magic, Under Protection, and Purification. Contain remove useless magic from around the world. Might as well. There is a possibility. There we go. Alright. Apparently I got another upgrade point, didn't realize it. Okay, use this magic while I'm over here. Boop, there we go. Management. I never thought where that's gonna go. Translation overlay. Straight magic. That sounds like a history book. Boop. Okay. Of course, the last bookshelf. Of course it was. Management. Command. Why don't you use power 4 more often? I sometimes kind of forget that it's there. And plus, it'd probably be better if I had like a bunch of books. But there's times where I have books from all sorts of different genres, so it just doesn't feel like it's worth it to place one book. Of course, granted, it would save me from time to time being like, where is it? Where is it? Okay, I was correct that it was the last book, and I think that's the last psychology book series I need to find. Okay. That's management. How small cracks lead to great ruin. I'd have to wonder what kind of... There's probably some advice that's just universally trash for middle managers. I mean, even in a magical world, they give stupid advice. The advice that you hear, you're like, what does that even mean? Or it's a thing of like, how about less team building activities and more of you just give me a raise? No, we're not a family. You are somebody that. But my one coworker came up with a really good description of how he views a job. It's like, look, I'm a mercenary. I will work for you as long as you pay me well and treat me well. I have no loyalty to you, though. Okay, all these go downstairs. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, it's just a thing of just treat your employees well. Don't treat them like they're disposable. And we are starting to get to a point where, for sure, a lot of bosses are going to be learning that lesson real quick. There we go. Okay, that's definitely the trick. That makes sense. Okay. That's going to help me understand. When I'm making the video about how this works, how that operates, that makes sense. Where you have to see the side of the bookcase. You have to be able to like have the bookshelf to be in sight in order for that power, that auto shelving power to work. The animation, because if not, then the animation have to like clip through the bookshelf and rotate and all that. Meanwhile, if you just have like in line of sight of it, it doesn't like fly out and fly in there. That makes sense. You don't have to tell it to temporarily ignore collision. Theory of transfiguration. See if I placed it here, it doesn't go there. Book title's almost the same. Again, why I'm taking my time sometimes, more than I probably need to, but I don't have to jam on it. Yeah, it goes there. I ran out for a second for no reason. The Guide Encyclopedia of Magical Artifacts. There's stealth arts. That's where I put the stealthy. Stealth arts. Techniques to becoming air. Infinite Hall. There's another one where I didn't know we were supposed to go until there's a you put it here in the illusion magic section. I was like, oh, that does make sense. Infinite Hall. Oh. So, where's the Infinite Hall? Hypnosis. Book of Alchemy. Practical Guide to Potion Crafting. There. Okay. This is looking so much better. If you ever do get this game, when you first boot up the game, just remember how this looks, and then when you see the books are everywhere, where you're having to walk on books. It's just someone should be like a wanted poster of who caused all this. Maybe it's gone now. Maybe I looked at it and didn't know it. Here are the directions. Listen to me because this is very important. What that fairy did, the nasty, stupid fairy, is a total disaster. It has turned my beautiful library into a complete mess. A disaster like nobody's ever seen before. So here's the decision for you, the librarian. You're in a very tough spot, a very bad situation, but I've got only But I've got the only solution. You are not leaving this library. You are staying right here until every single volume, every magnificent book is back in its proper place. Those doors are staying shut. Shut. Sealed. You've got your wits and you've got your arms. Use them. Work hard. If you don't get it done, you're looking at extreme overtime until late at night. Maybe even midnight or later. It's going to be a long night. A very tough night. Because we need law and order in this library. But if you finish, and I mean finish perfectly, 100%, I'm going to give you a reward. We're talking pizza. The best pizza you've ever had. Huge slices and the best toppings. Beautiful cheese. It'll be fantastic. This is kind of sounding like Trump. Now get to work. Get those books back on the shelves. Principal Merlin, University of Celeste Hall. And I'm not 100% sure. That also sounded too coherent to be a Trump sounded like. But anyway. Economics. Where did the taxes go? Well, in the US, it would go to the billionaires because they're asking to be treated like we treated the rich in the French Revolution. Yay! Okay. I think this is management. Where am I dumb when it was economics? Help me out. Are you happy? Were you wanting your audience to see you? It's not dinner time yet. What's that? Freaking cat. Alright. Back to the books. Okay. Something about supply chains. There we are. Book 2. Okay. Magical Psalms. I think all of these are... Yeah, these are downstairs books. We'll just grab this romance novel real quick. Is there another book that goes up here, by the way, that I know of at least? Oh, stop sounding so sad. It's not quite time for dinner. You can wait a little bit longer. She's very excited to eventually be eating dinner at some point, apparently. The big paintings. Book 2. Alright. I'll keep those 2 there. Actually, I know where this one goes. Let me just do this one. Then eventually I'll have a stack of just downstairs books. Alright. Yeah, let me just have a stack of downstairs books. Prophesizing, annual oracles. Oracles. I think they're gonna rely on like the book designs. I saw that. Use that. You go there. About chanted poetry. And that goes there. Okay. That's necromancy. Necromancy, rituals of calling. Okay, you. Visual, then I'll start illusion. Perfect. 10,000 summons. A collection of From Heaven to the Abyss. Why you like to go right there? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna get up there in time for the spell to not wear off. So we'll just grab a bunch more books. Let me also just grab those two I know are sitting side by side that I know go together, and I think I know where they go. You and you. Spell chanting. Yep, spell chanting techniques. You go there, you go there. Then we will grab those two. Sort. You go under curses. Oh, there it is. About to say, it still looked like any other book, but Advantage of Necromancy. Rituals. Rituals. Oh, you summoned me now to command the army of the dead. That is true. They really did a good job with designing. Oh, that was 3. Nope, that's 7. Okay. They did a really good job with designing these books to be pretty distinct. If you pay attention to how the books are designed, you can definitely, as I've been doing a little bit here, be able to spot what books go where without having to read the titles. Prophecy of 3 Witches. I know I've seen that one. The Trace Witches. Book 3 and Prophecy of the 3 Witches. Measure of Mimicry. I'm just happy I know where a lot of these books are going now. Would you be quiet? You don't need anything right now. Quit being dramatic. Tactics of the Bucket. Tactics of the Bucket Vision Stealing Theft. I don't think you need 3 books to tell you how to put a bucket on somebody's head, but okay. Yeah, every once in a while, these book titles just they make chuckle. They got some good jokes, and again, also really good designs for these books. I also am over near the alchemy section. Oh, that sounds like an art book. Okay. Why is this one section that I'm thinking of that's got all the easy magic? Daily magic. That's what it is. 1,000 easy spells to use at home. Hey, I level up again. Yes, yeah, but yeah, that sounds like that book looks like a math book. Nope, it's up there. It's on the shelf done. It was disheartening for a bit when I was doing this to be sorting all these books and barely getting any shelves done. Because at least for me at first, I'm like, I cannot. There was like no way to like pre-sort books in my opinion because it's just there's just so many, and it almost felt like I was like moving mess from one spot to another. There was no reorganizing it. It was just, well, now there's a pile over here versus over there, and I could think I kind of remembered seeing the volume 5 of that one book, but I wouldn't know where it was anymore because that was probably like, 304 books ago that I threw it somewhere else trying to sort it out. And resources. And allocation, authorization, and those there. Okay. Licensing regulation of magic users. Yeah, that's what I was able to go with. Oh no, there's a 10th. Alright. Conflict protocols for guilds. I don't think I'm over in the dungeon section. I think I'm supposed to be back over here still. Conflict revolution. There we go. Economics. Your law. Okay, I always. Every once in a while I keep getting law and economics backwards because the books are all kind of green looking. Economics, wage theft. There we are. I need to make better use of that one spell. Now that I see that it actually, and part of it I never felt like it worked. I would just like, go to that bookcase and it wouldn't, and now I've finally had it click. So my thick skull, like, oh, I have to look at like the side of the bookcase that book would go. Oh, okay. I don't put that book. Get this book back up. Okay. Yeah. Place and books. Place and books. Okay. Remember the spiderwebby stuff on there. Okay, that's kind of glossy, like there. Okay. Fancy reality. Right there. Ethics. Ethics. Chapter 1. Don't kill people. That's good. Chapter 1 right there. Psychology. Effort builds confidence, and confidence leads to action. Okay, so I'm trying to get all this content stuff up and running. Yes. It does help to just put in some effort. And then to do. Especially when, obviously, of course, when it pays off, it's even better. But just to do and just get the ball rolling, it's to see like, oh, I've gotten quite a bit done. So it wasn't that bad, actually. There, I looked right past it. Library of everything. There we go. 10 books is everything. Okay, I know where those go. History book. And I just pick up all these. Why not? I'll just handle downstairs now. Prophecy, angelic. Rating, that goes there. Illusion magic. Spells that shatter the enemy's mind. Shatter the enemy's mind. Had just 4 and E right next to each other, so I kind of bugger that up a little bit. Formation, there we go. And we're going back upstairs now. Let's go back upstairs. We might as well, most of them be downstairs now, so if I have to go up and down a little bit, that's fine. Magic institutions, okay. Psychology, diary of the change in the state of the mind, reading of the mind. A diary of the change in the state of the mind, reading girl. Okay. It's a history. Yeah, that goes there. Okay, I thought I didn't highlight quite correctly at first. Okay, ancient manuscripts studied. Ancient manuscript studies on mage birth. There. Okay. Let's go get some more books. Do, 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 do. Let's craft some visual and auditory illusions. Take it back to paper summoning. Okay, I have to look at the actual, like, that part of the bookcase. Okay. It's also something making me rethink the programming of this as well, because it would also somehow need to be able to ascertain between which set of bookshelves for some of these bookcases. That's something else I have to account for. Okay. Divine Dragon Summoning. Try to see if I can spot the books that have the. Yeah, that's summoning. There they are. I don't think what I was looking quite right. Okay. Book of Summoning and Contracts. It would be like that. There we go. Almost had it. Math. wandering ghosts into servants. Cause you a lazy piece of trash. Okay. That's summoning. There we go. Okay, yeah, Shadow Mage, that makes sense. Tactical methods. Okay. So that's something to note for that auto shelving one. I have to see if that. Want to make sure that the bookcase should be correct. You should also check to see. Okay. Is this book already on a shelf? If not, then place it on the correct bookshelf. That's something for me to keep in mind with knowing how it's programmed. Okay. Technical command of pliable point. Okay. There. Okay. Guild treasury and reward systems. Yeah, you go here. Now, where is... There it is. Nice. Interracial social dynamics. That sounds like sociology. Or maybe not. There it is. Anyway, sociology. Let's see if I can spot that having to look at the book titles. There it is. I don't know why I couldn't quite spot it. There we go. Codex truth verification. That's law. System. Working court. There we go. More books. Okay, well, I'll start completing shells, and I'll still don't think I'll complete an entire section of library yet either. Beastmaster's Journal. Prophecy of the Three Witches. That's necromancy. Illusion ends and okay, now we get upstairs keys. Okay. Yeah, let me just do this one. Great item of archery. Go there. Research of adventure party tactics. Here, I'll let you go to dungeon, but I know that's marketing. Okay, marketing systems, economics. Economics, okay. Introduction. Philosophy of science. Tradition. Yeah, I'm passing with history section. There we go. Philosophy of science. Here we go. Apparently I had 2 of these in that series. There we are. More and more and more books. Design of the parts of necromancer. That's not the necromancy section, apparently. Summoning. Bad right out, okay. Introduction. That goes here. Magic, that's upstairs. It's upstairs. Right. There we go. Spoiler prevention. Labor studies, even with magic, overtime never ends. Yeah, it's because there's people higher up that want to do everything like an emergency. And they don't want to hire enough people. Because they cheat. This is the president of the Arcane Court. Magical detective law. Nice. That's done. Getting pretty close to having the whole book, not book, but the whole staircase cleared off here. I do have necromancy. Walk. Mental identity. Lighting perception of time. Spells. Hey, one more shelf, then I get to upgrade something again. Maybe I've only upgraded that auto shelving spell now that I've got a better idea of how it works. Yeah, spatial distribution, okay. Yeah, that sounds mathematical. Ooh, okay. I just need to reflect, okay. Teaching of the great philosophers of magic. What happened with this philosophy section? And all those books look the same. all their mana dark energy. Oh no, anything but that. Maybe. I don't know, maybe it's a good thing, anything. I don't know. But I'll have one of these bookshelves done eventually. Bookcases. Try to keep the terms bookshelf and bookcase separate because they do mean two separate things. Well, obviously they do, Czar. Again, I'm trying to think about the video I want to make at some point. Just breaking. Okay. Crytic illusions. Wikipedia. Knowledge of archery. I know where healing magic is. Don't know where this book goes, apparently. Right there. Okay. That's a romance. No, that's a math book I just placed. Ah, here's a so-and-so that scattered the books everywhere. First, we need to place a book about archery. The joke about archery being like, yeah, I want to stab somebody, but they're like way over there. Pretty also George Carlin had the joke about the flamethrower being like, you know, I set that guy over there on fire, but he's way over there. Why ask him to throw flame on them? Magic. Right there. How to commute with magic. Distribution of math. Do the mathematics. Well, the other mathematic-looking books. Distribution. Another math book too. Okay. Optistics book. I guess another management book next. Yep, that's a management book. I don't know if I'll get to the management section in time, but just in time. Okay, job inequality. Okay, there we go. I know that's a sociology book. Fill the solid of my millennium with your 90 years. The hell kind of. Okay. That seems like it's cooling down often enough for me. Yeah, I'm doing auto shelving a lot now. Because I know where most of these books go now, thankfully. So, auto shelf a little bit more frequently, if I can, for a little bit longer too. Just grab a stack of these. There's a beast. Yeah, that's not coverage yet, okay. Beast, you go there. Alright. Introduction to what now? Malediction systems. Yeah, that book goes there. Okay. Command the Army of the Dead. Train several summons. forging using. Okay, that's our archery. That's some of that archery. Magic. Just speaking of, yeah, that's everyday magic. Faux show. Alright, but I'm going to have to manually place it. Oh no. Like a peasant. Okay. There we go. Management. There we go. Finally spotted the cracked spawn. Okay. I do smell cracks. These are great ruinous somewhere around here. Here we go. Nope, put you there. This is a philosophy book. No, I keep you up there. There we go. That one is teachings. Okay. Studies the history of magical civilizations. I'll just put you back there. Okay. Oh my god, I've got so many. I think I spotted one book that I know where to place it. Ordering Ghost of the Servants. Identity. Water. Okay. Yeah, this is what I know. This goes to the warrior section. One of these well-designed book spines that I can spot really easy. Management for nurturing and promotions in guilds. National magic laws. That sounds law. There we go. Romance. The Red Lady and the Bamboozled Men. Ooh. That sounds potentially a little bit illegal. Okay, it's the last of the romance series. I found at least one in every romance novel. I'm presuming I get the keys to unlock these at some point. I mean, this pain's hold a clue to what I need to do to get the particular key. And it almost broke. Okay. Preservation of mental identity. Annihilation. Ah. Mother. Okay, this is full of boils. Paint start using more of these magics. You can survive a few more minutes. I know I need to feed Cat, but I need to just wait a few minutes too. My lord. Blade. Seven, 8. Some of the book series done. Score. Only cowards become long-range mages. Page gaps. I'm gonna place these books, then I'll step away for a minute to go give Olive her food before she decides she has to keep yowling for really no reason, I feel like, but I guess she's hungry. That's fair, I guess. Psychology. I think I know where this book goes. Whatever the bookshelves are, that would help. And guess what spells that is romance. Origins of magic. It's book 9, okay. Curse workplaces of magical worlds. Yeah, okay. Nope. Put this there. Correct spot? Wrong shelf. Okay, I will be right back. The cat has food. Okay. Alright. Apocalypse of the Heavens. Never played that book, okay. A Parade of 100 Demons, I think that's the necromancy book. Codex of Transfiguration. Summons. Illusion Defense. Information. Okay. 2, 5, 1. Yes, another shelf done. Okay, tons of alchemy. Now you're down here. Transmuting food to poop. I don't feel like you need a bunch of books about that. You eat it and it turns into poop. Maybe that's just me. Safety. Make sure you don't blow yourself up with alchemy. Tomes usually means it's shorter. I got the whole time. Forging and using magical bows. Now we're going upstairs. Alright. One, 2, 3, 7, 9. Hey, okay, interracial social dynamics. Okay, romance. The chicken and the cat. Okay. I imagine I am probably gonna play this a few times. I imagine on or off stream, and definitely getting ideas for how to do things a little more efficiently, a little bit more better. Alright. Okay, we pointed at a thing like that. Okay. There's one with it. Pretty sure that I'm not gonna say I don't need to get 5 books at a time, but just in case. Walking on air. There we go. Illusions and the reality begins. Volume 10. Summoning. Pressure on bottom shelf. There it is. Okay. Management book. There we go. I know I'm outside for a little bit, but I am doing this right now. Plus, I think it's hot outside. Oracle, use volume 3. Voices of the Oracle, volume 9. Okay. Methods. Alright, none of those are nearby. Also might be this the last in this series. That's why I need to find them. Series. Yep. I wasted it. Oh well. At least now I know. So we need to place. Oh, whatever. Okay. Guild treasury and war. That's it's that I've a couple times thought that was economics. That's management. Guild treasury and reward system management. Well, there he is. Word management. Its name. Of course, it's there. 8. There. Management. Whispers of the Moon. That's another series done. The Internet, the all-knowing Grimoire. Nope. There we go. I think that's all of them. That's places of the artifacts that enough. There we go. That one. Ooh, I got 2 points to use. Ooh, fancy. I don't think any of that do cooldown any more than it already does. Do that one. Why not? Yep, in theory. Jam it. Items, obviously. Okay. Control auditory illusions. There. Okay. Magic's book. I just know this is a spell book while I'm over here. Any others? That's an art book. It's an art book. There. To the artery section. Solid artery. Renaissance of the stars and arrow. Journey. Compendium. Stellar artery. Boop, there we go. All equivalent exchanges. Art collection. I could find another one of these. There's almost none of them for, and just go down there and just do the give me all of them spell. Management again. Data management. Gotta manage them all. Lazy bricks. Okay. There we go. Ooh. That one just sounds like one I haven't found a lot of. Maybe there's only 2 books for it. Yep, that would do it. Okay. Physiology. Pharmacist time. There. Identity. Illusion magic. Lot of hypnosis. Divine dragon summoning. Once again, just grab all of them from a certain series if I can. Ranking. Management high ranking. Management high ranking. Economic wage structures and yeah, okay. Philosophy. Getting a lot of books sorted, just still not getting a lot of shelves done. In a future playthrough, I should be able to be a little more efficient. Here we go. Now we're stacking these spells together perfectly fine now. No. There we go. Another shelf done. Problem with that one spell being is that have to wait for it to charge, but I then do this and just have it give me all of that series. I just have to make sure I don't miss any that way. Pay to 1,000 summons. Where you go? You're over there. Two, 6, 9, and 3. Okay, now that one's maxed out. Okay. So I can really just like grab, sort, not have to worry about it anymore. Sounds like psychology. So sort it. Almost certain psychology. They're red tinted like the psychology books are. So still got a few more for that one, but whatever, man. Whatever, man. These aren't all the books I wanted, but whatever. I'll sort them too. This is the last one I got. Didn't have the Abyss. I think that goes to the dungeon section. Okay. Despite what I just get more from this book while I'm at it. Okay. Let's sort. Okay. First the art section into the dungeon section. Nope. Mother. There. Okay. Missed another art book I didn't have. There we go. Here's this one. I will sort that book in a moment. I know that you are there. Okay. Let's grab another book. Get all of it sorted. Magic. I've got a lot of those books already done. Okay. Points. Yeah, I might upgrade a symbol again. That's not a bad spell at all, shockingly. You know what? Let's just see. It's actually the last one in this series anyway, so. Senior and the Beast. I think I see what y'all did there. So it looks like that. That one's done. At the rate I'm going, maybe I could get this done, or really done by... the only one left in this particular series, alright. That one. Okay. I would not be surprised at some point until, like, well, you're actually, like, not using even these spells to their full effect. But... where are my foundations? There we go. Nope. Place these books. There we go. Okay. If I could jump over the rails, I would jump over the rails. It'd be a little bit faster, that's why I've been chucking books over the rail. Because that is faster. Okay. Oh god. There we go. There we go. That's how that one works. That's weird, like another, like the reshelving one. Dude. Okay. Well, they both go here, dum-dum. Where you ran off to? Maths book. Hey, yes, a maths. Okay. Theory of everything. Now you can learn the theory of everything. There we go. These go in the same section. Alright, let's just create daylight without magic and world without demon lore. Yeah, both those go into the other world. I think so, the otherworldly section. reduce that cooldown. I presume that max 1 is where you can pick up, I guess, like 2 more upgrades, because then you could pick up all 9 books in a series if you decided to only have found the first one. There's the art section real quick, and it's another shelf done. Nice. Okay, I should also be able to get this done real quick. Alright, 4 more rows, and then I can upgrade again. I tried all upgrading. My power's pretty good state. If I can get philosophy done, that'd be great. I'm tired of looking at those books. I can't always tell them apart. Okay, all these will go upstairs. Okay. Philosophy of mana and willpower. Magic, jurisprudence, right compendium of it. By the way, 1 of that. Okay, development and architecture. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. I mean, by the number of books I'm getting there, by the number of rows, it's also kind of getting there, but over here. There we go. Okay. Book 4 and book 2. Alright. What else? Another one. I upgrade auto shelving. I could keep upgrading the book attraction spell, but that seems like I've got it leveled up to about where I need it to be useful for me. Yeah, I figured this was musical. Sorted them. Getting your healing. Yay, that's done. Okay. Scrap this one. Okay, I want to do a bit more than that. Scrap this one. Voice of Oracle. There we go. Apparently I forgot to set the computer properly because... Or because you're getting old, young at heart. Sorry, y'all, Librarian, I've been sitting here for a while listening to me, thank you. Managing, there we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. Okay, this is the other world. There we go. Took that a second, but I found it. Okay. Yeah, I wish I started using some of those other spells a little bit sooner so we had some of these book series done. Okay, found that. And talk about magic back. You go right here. Foundations of transformation. Philosophy. And you are okay. Here be the dungeon section. Alright. Resources. Where is it? You're about creatures. Your resources. Okay. All right. Sure, I'll read the simple spell again. Why not? I like getting it more often. Sort and curse breaking. Alchemy. History. So sometime you go down here and yeah, you do go over here. Okay. But there's a slight overlap between this section and the healing section, so. No, sort of. Okay, rituals of calling and commanding the dead. Where did I put that book? That's there. Archer. I guess archery. That's archery. Okay. Let me run up there, make sure. I guess that's all of them now. Alright, there should be another row done. Should be another couple of rows done, actually. Nice. Why didn't? Well, I think my stack's too full. That's what it was. But if I didn't grab the others, like, well. Yeah, it's economics. Okay, thought it was sociology, but no, it's economics. That makes sense. Legal system. Evolutionary. Sure. Okay. I wonder if we'll get a key. I don't want to get these keys. Know what I'm doing. Okay. Nope, put it back. Yeah, that's done. Alright, so that was the last of a series. So now we can. Don't need you. Not yet. Grab you. Just grabbing one more. No, we're thinking. No. I might do. Alright. Salt. Book of spells. Book of spells, book of many spells. Where's this? Ultimate. Stone, you're done. There we go. Sweet. Alright. That's done. Licensing. Management. Okay. That one's done. Okay. Got, we had enough. Do using that spell for that last one. Nice. I'm getting nervous I haven't unlocked any of those chests yet. I might have to just look up that. Grab you and then see. Oh yeah, there are other books in that series. Let me grab it. Okay. And we grab it, and then more grabbing. Encyclopedia of Dragons, that's what I'll try to get it all together. Okay. About to go to the second floor. That will do 2 of those. Probably learn how to sit at this desk or not sit so stiffly, one of the two. I know it was trying not being old, but I don't think they were being old. I don't think 36 is old. What else can I give to the auto shelving? Good lord. Alright, we'll dump these books then. Time. Something I've spent a lot of in this game. Legality. Let's sort these. Virtual. Practice Necromancer. I should know where Necromancy is by now, but nope. Give me the books. Sort. Okay. Artist Sublime because blah blah. Okay. Oh, but it's got one more of those books apparently hiding somewhere. Magical economies. 4, 9, and 10. Okay. Alright. Okay, there goes another strata. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, and 10. Shadow walking. Okay. I think I've got a lot of those done. Okay, that's musical. That's like bard. Okay. Okay, go to the archery section. Do the arts real quick to place this book. Up inside. Psychology backseat gaming I've seen right there. Strong language from a safe zone. Romance. Detective the Reaper. There, okay. Nice, okay. There we go. Grab you. Where are your sibling books? Masterfield notes. Okay, mathematics. Psychology. Using this auto shelving power now, I do feel like a little bit heathen, not trying to use it more. I don't quit trying to. Well, like I was trying to do the no magic run, I was just trying to get it done. I don't know if I'll ever. Maybe I could do a no magic run. I'd have to be like super sure of where books go. Trying to get the most bang for my buck when I use that one power, but whatever. Okay, we got that. There's that. Ooh, that book is okay. Ooh, that'd be candy. Alright. Go in the stealthy stealth section. Your magic book or math book. You're all magic books, but it's a mathematics book. Alright, sort magic items. Magic, yes. Mathematics. There's psychology. You're right there. There. This is law, so let me just... Oh, romance. Can't get those. Invisible entity known as Wi-Fi. I'm going to find all those books about C++ just out of the principle of a programmer crabbed flabbit. And it was the first language I really learned how to program in really well. I kind of had to do Java, but C++ is where I really learned it. Okay. I don't know, there's a range limit on this. Let me... I could probably get that from anywhere. I don't know why I was thinking I had to be in the middle of the room or whatever, but... Alright. Yeah, help me level up. Nice, okay. Let's do a simple one more time. Okay, really I can get a symbol to not necessarily give me more books, but just be like, yeah, do it even faster. I can work with that. Yeah, but alright. You're probably the only one. Okay. Healing. Silencer, lost rights. Yeah, that's what the curses. So I know you go there. Thing. Alright. Blank that has no answer. I think there's answers, you just need to be smart. Okay, senior in the piece. Boop, 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 and boop. Who wants to demonic hearts of covenant power? Foe intent. Nice. Okay. Alright, maybe I'm not gonna be able to quite get this. Oh yeah, if I do go about the whole 4 hours, which I might do. Some of these, I just don't know why I wasn't using some of these powers sooner. I think maybe I get kind of like sucked to my own thing of, well, I want to do it the right way or whatever. Just I had some particularity of wanting to do the work, I guess. I have been sitting too stiff. Okay. And I'm gonna get the max out amount, so every 10 seconds I can be like, give me out of your books. this is management. Management book goes there. Transparent Chronicler. Languages. Alright. Grab me a book, clap, clap. Grab me a book, clap, clap. Get all the books, clap, clap. And then sort them all, clap, clap. I wouldn't mind reading this book. Just wait a minute, let that magic recharge so I can get more books. That's... Yep, that would be everyday magic. That makes sense. I should really start picking up the pace. You go there. You will go there. Hey, power up again. Nice. More auto shelving. Grab me. Logic, you are a warrior book. I don't know a warrior, just a warrior book. Okay. And magical art. I should have sorted my book stack. I got kind of didn't think about it because I'm having an entire book series just come to me essentially in order. where is it? Okay, there it is. Oop, okay, let's do that. Okay. Okay, peacification, another Hall of Madness. Okay. Just that real quick. Might need to wrap up stream early so I can stop sitting in whatever weird position apparently I was sitting here sitting so stiffly. There. Cool. Alright. I call their mana dark energy, 'cause it's dark and probably evil, I don't know. It's not like I've got an entire section done yet. Medical salves, enchanting, I figured that was gonna be that. Oh, we already got. There we go. Okay. Let's do this. Life hacks, stocks crash. These are all second story ones anyway. Okay. Stocks crash. Because I haven't had one recharged yet. Dum. Okay. Detect lies. It's alright, sweet dream. skip. Okay, mystery fiction. Well, let's do the abyss. There we go. Try to see if I can get a section done and see if that gives me something possibly. Holy light. Yeah. That's defense. Okay. I think the book of spells, I can do that easily. Matter creation. Okay. Or I look at the wrong bookshelf. Oh, magic spells protect. Good idea. Cutting edge of happiness research. Getting a lot of shelf done. Just the sections are done, I think. Oop. Okay. Tadpoles. Or right there. There we go. Just need him early. Okay. Another level up. Yeah, I'll do that back. I got that. One of these bookcases is going to get done eventually, I'm sure. Oh, over here. Let me get this mouse book done. There. And what that? There we go. Cool. 5, 6. One, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That section's done. Okay. Information to high jump. Library. Emergency. Listen to me. We have a situation. Very unexpected. Very situation. The library is total chaos. You know who's behind it? A fairy. Prime man of solutions. I see a problem. I solve it like nobody else. So for this emergency only, give you immediate unconditional permission to jump with the Grand Library. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that is a jump. Okay. Now I'm gonna have a very important question. Is that done because I got a bookcase done, or is that keep it in the whole time and I'm just been a dumb idiot, didn't notice it? Ooh. That is a jump right there. Okay. Alright. Shows you gaming. Study your room. Just rot in spills. Fiction. Oh yeah, that definitely will get stuff done a lot faster. so I was like blinded by everything else. I didn't notice a key hanging there. That would have been... hope it wasn't that blind. Just making sure. Speed this up a little bit. I think I've got at least one book placed on every bookshelf, so. And the tractile books and the sort of stack powers are now so leveled up that they recharge. Not quite yet, so they went pretty fast. It's like 5 to 10 seconds, I think, it takes them to recharge. So. Bookshelf done. I have a feeling that red key was staring me in the face the whole time, but I got so I didn't see it because of all of the books were there, and it was kind of like visual clutter. Increase your maximum book carry capacity to +3. That would have been helpful a lot sooner. And I really feel like I completely and utterly missed that thing being there. That red key. Well, I think if I just look hard enough, I could probably find all the other keys. Checked. Okay, sort. Roll that. Give to me. Okay. Then we will. Unamos, potentially. Okay. Okay. Put you there. Ultimate illusion. You're illusionaries. Okay. Alright, I know roughly where could do. There, and I can do that. Where? Some of these will be going. And dragon summoning. Shadow. There. This is art. Beautiful, glorious art. Alright. Drawing to a previous dip. Okay. These keys have been here the whole time. They had to have been. Jumping, be able to carry 13 books that could have been used with this whole time. Okay, what are you? Maximum book carry capacity. Being able to carry 15 books would have been useful a lot. There's not those. I think that is just decoration. Okay. So let me see if I can think. If I were trying to hide as a developer 3 keys. One of those vases, one of those vases makes sense. Top that bookshelf over there would also make sense. Right there. Where would I hide the other one? I guess along here. Maybe, I don't know. I'd be tempted to hide it under some books as well, but I don't know if I would do that. Maybe in the chandeliers. Oh, that seems like there's a tree to land on, though. I don't know if that'd be fair. Probably think about it, just look it up and go, oh, that makes so much sense. so it's jerks. So that's the... No, I don't want that make you have to wait till the end. I guess getting the shelves done is just a... getting your points thing. And if I were a dev, I'd be tempted to hide a key under stacks of books. It's definitely giving me new thing to try to figure out, that's for sure. I feel like there'd be one hidden down here just because they don't necessarily, well, they've definitely got, ooh, definitely there were 3 keys. I was like, well, where does it look, the stairwell? I guess I could put all 3 on the upper floor. Like, yeah, you need to jump in order to get them all. Thank you all that are lurking. I ain't gonna mind if I just run around a little bit. Ooh, just that. Ooh, do those light up to indicate you're done? Ooh, that's nice. Again, it still bugs me. Like, where would that key possibly be? And both faces would be too obvious. Interesting. Yeah, those are a little blue like that when you're done. Ooh, fancy. And I know that once I'm done, if I don't manage to eureka my way into finding it, I will look up where the last key is. I don't know if I want to play this again, now that I know how to get quite a bit to help me. Again, jumping helps significantly. Being able to carry more books helps, so... Backseat gaming. Yep, that sounded like magical item enhancement. Did seem like they matched for a moment. Okay. I think backseat gaming is over here. Monster hunting. Magic. All right. Okay. Up and over the rail we go. Okay. Just put this book of spells in its place. Maybe there we go. It's another road down. Nice. Okay. That. Okay. Sort. Light it up. There we go. Yeah, it's too far away. So let's get a max distance if that could work. Okay. There we go. Okay. this Earth spell book back to its home. There we go. Now where this one goes. I know where those go. Let me just run them up there. Why not? There's about the other one would be able to carry one more, presumably. Eight, 9, 10. All right. Oh, there. Up there, okay. those, and then hey, healing's done. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just look up where that last key is. Gosh, man. First, I'm done. Okay. There, that's there. And attract. And filling out these rows. Matter. I won't bother to sort them, they're gonna get all autoed up anyway. Okay. Oh, having spells is so nice. I think I also just kind of got used to not using spells because I wasn't finishing any shells, so I had to do them all manually. Also, bit of thing me, I would just remember, oh yeah, I can just like do this. I just make it all automatic. Four, five, six, 8, 2, 7. Okay. 1, 3, and 6. Pretty sure if I had the Steam overlay up, it would tell me like, hey, you maxed out your major spells. Congrats. Okay. Chromancy. And one that was almost done, actually. There, put a 10 there, put a 1 there. Yep, you're gonna just put a 5 there. Okay. I'm both almost done and still have a ways to go. Oh. And it's about dinner time, so I think I might actually just wrap this up here, and I won't stream tomorrow. I'll be back to my normal streaming on Thursday, which will probably be back to Red Dead Redemption 2 finally. I've gotten sidetracked the last 2 days. But yeah. I will talk to y'all later.